Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode and a brand new update on what we have been getting up to. I keep saying I'm going to do these regular and then they're like every 3 days. I'm so sorry for that. I'm trying to do them regular, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. But yes, we are back for a brand new episode today. And what have we been up to? Well, as I'm recording this, it's raining, which is good news because it waters the garden. It saves me having to water it. But the bad news is the slugs come out at night. And that's what's been happening for the last few nights. It's been raining every single night. It's not been raining in the daytime, but it rains at night, and then the slugs come out at night and they eat all the stuff. But thankfully we seem to be on top of that at the moment. The slugs don't seem to be getting too much. They're getting a few bits and bobs. I've lost a few pumpkins and courgettes and stuff like that, but yeah, we're okay at the moment, so we'll keep on seeing how we get on to growing stuff, and hopefully we won't lose too much in the meantime. As long as my sweet corn grows and all my fruit, that's all I'm bothered about mainly. They're the main things that I love to grow on the plot, and hopefully they will come on really, really well. So what main jobs have we been up to the last few days? Well, one of the main jobs that I've been doing is I've sorted out all the front of my plot. That is where I have all my spring bulbs and shrubs, and yeah, so hopefully what I've done is I've cleared out all the old bulbs. I've not dug them all up because they're too much of a pain to get out, so they're in there, but we are going to be putting fresh new bulbs in at the end of the year. I'm ready for a brand new look and new types of bulbs and make it a bit more fresher and more appealing for the springtime. It did look fantastic this year, don't get me wrong, but I just need more tulips in there for next year and some more hyacinth bulbs, and they're the most expensive bulbs obviously because they're the nicest, but we'll hopefully add some of those into the spring garden this year to add some more colour, because obviously the tulips last longer and come after the daffodils are finished. So yeah, hopefully we can get it looking nice for springtime again. So how are we doing about making it look good for summer? Well, obviously I've got some new bushes what I've put in called Ceanothus bush, which is a bush what attracts bees. Bees absolutely love it. We used to have some at the garden centre where I used to work and they looked absolutely fantastic. Yes, they can grow really big and take up a lot of room, but I don't mind. It's in front of my shed, so that's perfect. I want it to be nice and bushy in front of my shed. So we've planted 3 of those, I think it were, 3 of them. We've got them in the ground, keeping them watered. Obviously this rain is really helping, and we'll keep giving them a feed. Obviously it's not the right time of year to be planting stuff like this, like bushes and stuff. I usually plant bushes in the winter and stuff like that for them to take a lot easier. And obviously they'll take a while, a few years to get going, but hopefully in a few years time they'll look a lot more better, and as long as I keep them in shape and get them looking good, hopefully we can get them looking fantastic. We've also added a couple of conifers. One smells of lemon, the lemon smelling one, and another's just a normal green one, what my parents had got in some tubs, but they decided they'd had enough of them and asked me if I wanted them or they were going to the tip. So I said yeah, might as well have them, and again they've got in front of the shed. Obviously they can grow really tall, but as long as they don't grow as tall as my shed, that's fine. I'll just keep them maintained and keep them trimmed down, and hopefully looking good. I've already got one growing which looks really good, really healthy and looking great, so hopefully a couple more will look good. We've also got us hydrangeas on the front, what I planted this year, at the beginning of this year. They've not done very much this year. Hopefully they'll get growing and get going. Obviously again, they'll take a while to get growing and get going, but hopefully they'll look really good. So what we've done is we've cleared it all the weeds and everything, and I had a box of like wildlife seeds, what are good for attracting pollinators like your bees and your butterflies, and it was in a box, and it's a case of just shaking it over the area and hopefully the seeds will grow and flourish. So we sprinkled them everywhere. We've also got a few other packets of seeds like marigolds and calendula and stuff like that, so I've just sprinkled all them all over. So fingers crossed we do get some colour coming on it, and we do get some nice looking plants. And then I've been in Tesco again tonight. I should stop doing this. And we've managed to get a couple of bargain plants. We got some begonias and we got some impatiens, and they'd been reduced to 88p for a tray of 6. Obviously they're not perennials, what I'm wanting perennial plants. Those are the ones that I do like to buy, as obviously once they're in for good, and they'll come back every single year. So we'll be able to get them planted in the front of the plot as well this tomorrow morning, fingers crossed, if this rain stops. So hopefully we'll get them in the ground in the morning. Obviously I need to protect them from the slugs, because slugs will love begonias and impatiens, so we need to make sure they're protected. So yeah, it's looking pretty good at the front of my plot at the moment. My heather's starting to die off now. I had read a couple of weeks ago for the previous month that you meant to trim your heathers back as they start to die off, so maybe I need to do that. I need to look into that and make sure I don't kill it, because again, I've never grown heather before, so it's quite new to me. I need to, as you get these plants, you read up on them, and that's when you find out the tips and advice on how to grow them and how to look after them and what to do with them. So hopefully we'll get some good results from that. My other main job has been sorting out my hot peppers. I'm trying to grow some hot peppers this year. I think I've potted up some jalapenos and some different types of hot peppers. But yeah, I've never really tried growing hot peppers. I don't know if I'm a fan of them or not, but we'll soon see if they actually grow and if we get some good results from them. And yeah, I've just been pottering around for the last few days really. I've not really done anything too major. I've done a lot of weeding. There's been a lot of weeding to be done, and I also found that I'd got a jasmine plant hidden away, what I planted hidden between the weeds, and it had got some flowers on it. It was one of the ones I must have planted when I bought a load of climbers, which I bought again cheap, and it's actually taken, but it's not grown sufficiently this year. Obviously they can grow really tall and bushy as well, so that's going on my entrance area, and hopefully it will start to take root and start to grow and get big, because again that's why I'm growing some of these plants, to make it really smelly and attractive. It's a fragrant one as well. It's got red flowers on it, which is beautiful. It looks really nice. So hopefully once it does get bigger and bushier, it'll be a nice attraction to walk onto my plot and smell the beautifulness of it. And also I've got my honeysuckle growing as well at the front of my plot, so again hopefully we can get some really nice smelling plants coming through in the garden. And I've never really grown climbers, so it's all quite new to me. I must have planted quite a few different climbers this year. I've planted a honeysuckle, I've planted the jasmine, I've planted clematis. The clematis isn't doing brilliantly. I've planted a lot more climbing roses, and they've all seemed to be taking. The ones that I planted last year have grown a bit bigger than last year's, so hopefully again they will get bigger and climb a bit further. That's the plan anyway. I don't know how much they're meant to grow each year, how long they're meant to grow each year, Whether it takes years for them to climb around an arch, we'll see. But as long as they keep growing a bit every year, that's the main thing. And yeah, there's plenty of buds on them as well, so hopefully we'll get some nice looking roses coming through on the plot soon. I'm just trying to add lots more colour wherever possible, just to add a bit more oomph to it, because obviously when you're growing stuff on the plot, most of it's just green from the vegetable leaves, so they're not very attractive and not very nice really. So I'm hoping that we do get some really nice flowers coming out on the plot this year. I really do hope so, and I hope we get some nice sunflowers as well. I always seem to have some good luck with some sunflowers. I've planted a lot of them. Whether they all take or whether they all get eaten, we'll see about that. But yeah, hopefully we're going to get some nice colour down on the plot this year. So thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I hope that you all manage to get some work done down at the allotment. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button, and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button, and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to, and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast, where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop, where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on. And feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment, where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcast.